So black. I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out here tonight in support of the people of color who call this city and this state home. It was Martin Luther King Jr. who said, "This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is time to make real the promises of democracy." By gathering here tonight, you are continuing to stoke the wildfire that is the call for racial justice ignited by the murder of George Floyd. And make no mistake, his death is not an anomaly in the untold story of American history. No, the black blood from our brothers and sisters that are African American is etched on every page, on every chapter of the true and complete American history. Yeah. It begins with the countless slaves. Only in death, freed from their shackles where they perished beneath an unrelenting Georgia sun. It includes victims like Emmett Till in 1955, from whose death emerged a civil rights movement.
Everybody's life matters.
It includes the leaders of that movement. MLK, Malcolm X, whose death shocked the nation. It includes Trayvon Martin. It includes young Trayvon Martin, whose murder reminded America that this story's ending has not yet been written. Systemic racism is woven into the very fabric of our nation, a nation founded and built on the backs of slaves whose worth from the moment that they arrived in the New World was valued at 3/5 that of a white man. Our Constitution made people of color built-in second-class citizens while simultaneously promising a more perfect union that would establish domestic tranquility and promote the general welfare for all of its people. And we find ourselves in the position today where, although we don't label our drinking fountains white or colored only, we still have a system that subjugates people of color. Every time a black baby is born in this country, that system gains another victim. How?
Like the ones in Chicago.
Suppose that baby's born in Wisconsin. That baby will have survived birth in the state bearing the highest black infant mortality rate in the nation. That black child will face a staggering 30% black poverty rate compared to an 8% white poverty rate right here in Wisconsin. That child, persisting through economic poverty, must now hurdle the largest racial achievement gap in the nation, right here in Wisconsin.
Talking Joe. Come on.
But their struggle does not end with their education. It will continue into the workplace. They will earn 25% less than their white counterparts with the same job. Their drive home proves equally perilous, for they are 30% more likely to be pulled over by the police than whites, and 8 times more likely to be arrested. And suppose that black child perseveres through economic poverty, hurdles that racial achievement gap, takes home their 25% less pay, and avoids our criminal justice system. They may decide to have a family. I think you know where I'm going with this. Black women in this country are 30% more likely than white women to die during childbirth. So what can you do? What can we do? You can vote. you can vote for legislators who will reform the institutions holding our people of color down. Education, employment, housing, healthcare, the criminal justice system. We then have an obligation to communicate with those legislators and remind them why we voted for them. Communicate with your school board, your city council, your county board, your state legislature, and Congress. We all need to get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations with our friends and our family when they perpetuate racial stereotypes and assumptions. And once we as a nation acknowledge that all people were created equal, that there is justice due in this country, there is justice due in this country, then we can put down our signs. We can put down our signs. There will be justice for Native lives. There will be justice for Hispanic lives. Justice for Latinx lives. We will have justice for black men. Justice for black women. We can put down our signs. We have created the promises of democracy. That's the big promise. Period. Before we head out on our march, I want to point out there was a photo taken on these steps a couple years ago, and I grew up in this community, but that photo did not represent me, and it does not represent the values of this entire community. This is our opportunity for you all to join me. That's not rhetorical. You all to join me, and we'll take a picture that represents the values that we would like to see in our community.
Take them out.
Please go in the back, you.
Stay strong.
Sorry about that.
Stay strong.
Still in the back. Let's make room for everybody, please.
Oh no shit.
We can't all fit that on the floor back here.
Yeah.
You should just wait till everybody piles on.
I'll go.
Okay. Hey, I want to be.
Alright, if we can't fit up at the top, come down here in the front by me, everybody. Thank you.
Directly in front of you. Be respectful. Thank you.
Okay, couple seconds, everybody. We'll get our pictures taken.
Let's see everyone's side.
Signs up, everybody.
Everyone.
Signs up. Signs up.
Here we go.
Raise it up. Raise it up.
So signs nice and high. All right, could I have our leaders make their way down to the street, please? Could I have our leaders make their way down to the street?
You're welcome.